stop so much.
They were a little weak when you're pumping. Keep them straight while you're pumping. So your body gets sorry. I can't help it.
Nice to this not out there.
Let's keep out. Yeah, we're pretty stoked.
Dang, Jacob!
Alright, everybody, we're going to bring it in now, so everybody can go ahead and take a seat, and we're going to review that. So everybody's back rolls look pretty good. We actually saw Dashlyn, who was a little more comfortable starting up at the stand-up position than when she actually did the 2 pumps and go, so that was very good. We're going to review the half handstand now. So Rachel's going to demonstrate. Can you guys just try to walk her through some of the key points that we learned yesterday? Anybody remember the first one with the hands, where you put them in placement to the mat?
Not too far, not too close.
Perfect, perfect. So just kind of where it falls naturally. And then anybody remember what she does with her feet?
Kicks a foot off the ground.
Okay, do you remember which foot?
Dominant foot.
Yeah, dominant foot is going to be the one that actually pushes off. The non-dominant is going to be the one that's trailing up. So go ahead and demonstrate it. Now remember, this is just to get used to your hands being on the floor. Her head, as she's going down, is going to be like a string connected to her ankle that's pushing off. It's going to follow through and just remain there. That's going to be really important when we learn the handstand, because we've got to keep the head in line with the spine. And then we also learn we're not going to go too high up with this. We're only going to go about a foot off the ground. Does anybody have any questions at all about that? No? Okay. Let's go ahead and practice that for a little bit, and then we'll get into the handstand.
If you guys have questions, just call us over and we can help you out.
All right.
Just close.
Yeah, how do I know if I can
Oh, yeah.
It's real stable. Let's go for it. Your spine is still strong. Spine.
That's really good.
I guess so. Yep. Great body. Perfect.
Just so you can get
I thought we were going.
On that note.
Alright, now you actually do it one more time. Try to look at your body.
and make kind of a.
Yeah, try to look at it.
If everyone could come out of your half handstand video, and bring your attention back up here. All of you guys are looking really good on your half handstand, which leads perfectly into what we're going to do next, which is roll handstand. Megan's going to demonstrate this for us, and Cody's going to spot. So for this one, you're going to start in a lunge position, as Megan is right now, and she's going to put her hands down about the same length that we did for that handstand. And when she goes down, she's going to think of bringing up her non-dominant leg with her as she goes down, so that way you don't have to break up the movements. You can use the momentum to really get you up. She's going to place her hands down, and she's going to kick up with her dominant leg. There she is. And she's going to be looking at the wall behind her, which is technically now in front of her, but it starts out behind you, and then she's going to come back down. Very good. You're going to want to think of staying like a board when you're up. You want to engage both your abs and your back to keep you as vertical as possible. And Cody, as the spotter, he's going to be in standing position, athletic stance, ready to go. He's going to put out his hand where she's going to stop her legs if she kicks too far, and then he's going to bring his left around, just like we did with the kick up for the headstand. Instead of being down on his knees up, he's just standing. So it's Right arm up first, bring around the other one. So in case the person kicking goes with too much force, the spotter needs to be able to carry the weight, just like we did in the headstand, how we hooked our knees over and kind of rolled under, tucked everything. So we're going to demonstrate how to do that with a handstand. It's going to be a little less of a roll just because your body is extended so much more, which means the spotter has to really support the legs. Don't just let them slip through. It's not a manner, you don't want to just have your hand there for leaning support. You want to actually be holding in, squeezing in. See, so he needs to really grab on so that I don't just slip through his hands.
Can we try that again? Cody, you can go down to your knee on this?
Go down.
No,
No.
yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Oh.
She comes down. Okay.
Very nice. We're going to show it one more time correctly. So again, lunge, straight up. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Just let me know it's legit. Alright.
Spotter slows it in. And remember, you always remove the front hand first. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to practice that now. A tendency for a lot of you guys, especially since we just learned a half handstand, is you're not going to kick up all the way. So your spotters, don't just grasp on me and come up. Just make sure that you can encourage them, saying just a little higher. You can go a little bit higher because you're always going to have that arm of support with them. It's going to feel a little weird and really give into it all the way. But the more and more you kick up, the more and more the spotter will actually be able to grasp you and hold you. So as Rachel said, remember, stay in a board position, flex the abs and everything. As with the headstand, you're taking away a base of support. So instead of having your hands farther out like you would with the headstand, you're going to bring them a little closer in, just as if you were standing on two legs, but you're going to be standing on your hands, handstands. So we're going to go ahead and practice that, okay? Ready? There you go. So you can kick up a little more. Yeah. Kyle's got you. He's a good spotter. Perfect. Now go ahead and close the button. Keep your legs glued together. Glue them. Thighs. There you go. Put your head down. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what I like to see. Going down. Going down. That's good. Good job, guys.
No face plants.
When you're coming up, okay, on your bed legs, that's going to put a lot more pressure on your spine.
Your head goes perfect. Okay. See, before that one over there.
Your feet were like
Looking forward, that's good.
So pointing.
beautiful dash. Come back down.
Boy! Two to one tap, one tap.
A little more abs.
You gotta go one leg at a time. Just go two.
Oh yeah, Jacob.
Get your ankles squeezed together. Squeeze your ankles. There you go. Nice. Nice position. Good on the spine. Got your elbow? Okay. Carry on your push-up. There you go. Okay. Very nice. Almost. Ankles together. So instead of like, you're going in a straight line, but you're in the ball. Yeah,
gonna teach that. Don't catch him if he's not gonna go. Now there we go. Perfect. Engage the abs.
Nice job.
See, it's a little easier. You pick up all the legs.
Oh! Head. Nice. Yeah. Perfect stick.
Stop down there.
Alright guys, go ahead, safely come down, have a seat at your mats. We're going to move on to a cartwheel. We want you guys to be starting in that same lunge position. Spotters are just going to be giving you guys pointers as you go, making you doing every step right. We're not going to have you guys actually supporting the other person because it is actually becoming more dangerous for the spotter to be there right now. But the spotter still has to be there watching, making sure you're not missing anything. So what Rachel's going to do is she's going to start in the starting position. She's going to be in a lunge. She's going to bring down her right hand to the floor. Her left will follow. And then she will arc her left leg all the way around to the other side and end in a lunge. You guys could start little at first. You want to think of flexing at the hip at the very end, bringing your left foot to your right hand. See how she bent that leg at the very end? Now she's going to show it a little higher, which means instead of having flexion at the hip, she's going to extend her legs really high so that she's almost getting into a handstand right in the center, but her legs are separated. Good. Notice how she brought this leg close to the hand that's planted right here. Your head is going to be kind of watching your back foot as it comes down so that you can gauge where to place it. Good. You want to, again, keep your back straight once you get used from going to the small ones to the bigger ones. And you don't want to arch this one or else you're going to move your legs over your base of support, which can cause you to fall. So please don't arch your back too much. And spotters, again, will be there just in case.
So important things to remember, this could be a really rhythmic type of maneuver. And what I mean by that is you guys can count in your head, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 would be the hands, and then your legs would follow in the 3, 4 position. So you can actually demonstrate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. You guys can actually count that to help you remember to put your hands down and then also land on your feet. As Megan said, it's going to be important to make sure you watch your trailing foot as it goes over. Now Rachel showed how you can kind of increase the complexity of them by starting out a little not so high. You can actually swing forward, more horizontal than vertical. So she's going to demonstrate that one more time. And then spotters, we're just going to encourage you guys, once they start feeling comfortable with that, to just encourage them to maybe start going a little more vertical with it. So we're going to go ahead and practice that. Does anybody have any questions at all? Or does anybody need to demonstrate it? Yes?
Just make a suggestion, the key to going from what you call the smaller, what was the term that you used?
Least complex ones?
Yeah, less complex